everyone, Evan here, creative director with Mr. Black Presents, and today I have the privilege, nay the pleasure, to introduce to you and interview my very good friend, my brother, and our technical director here at Mr. Black Presents, Mr. Seth Anderson.
Hello.
And of course, we are talking today about our upcoming dinner theater show, Mr. Black Presents, a very special episode, which was written, created, and directed by this guy. Right over here. So again, I get the opportunity today to talk to you a little bit about it, which is really, really cool.
Turn the tables.
For sure, yeah, it's a little different.
I'm still surprised that you've let me do this.
You were surprised? You are surprised? I think that when this idea first came up, I think the first words out of my mouth were, there is no chance I should write this. And then you said, please, I want to do it.
You were worried about a comedy.
Yeah, I don't do comedy. If you guys saw the Calamity Club, that's about as close to comedy as I can get. And this show is funny. It's got dramatic beats, it's got comedy beats,
People are laughing.
That dancing on the fourth wall thing that we love to do so much, but I shouldn't be talking about it, you should be talking about it. So,
I'm trying to remember when we first talked about it, or at least I brought the idea up because it feels like we've talked about it for at least 3 years.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've had it kind of in the back of my mind ever since I started to get involved with Mr. Black.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people that know me, they probably know I make video and media. So I hadn't ever thought about a theater, really. And this story mixes that, what I do normally, with a theatrical frame that I thought was like, okay, it only really works as like with a live audience. So I think doing a comedy around a TV set was the first kernel of the idea.
And making it a murder mystery show.
A murder mystery set on a live television broadcast.
I remember when we were at Venue 906, this would have been, like I said, about 3 years ago, Brad at Venue 906, Brad Stadt, had said like, hey, it'd be really cool, because I don't know if he knew this when we started it.
He should get credit, because there was a germ of it from Brad.
Yeah. I don't know if he knew this when he said it, that this was one of our rules, but he literally said, wouldn't it be cool if? So in any of our board meetings, any of our creative meetings, and no idea is crazy as long as the sentence starts with, wouldn't it be cool if? I don't know if he knew that, but if you did, Brad, good work. But he said, wouldn't it be cool if we did if you guys did like a TV Land Murders kind of thing? Yeah. And then we kind of brought that up to you, and you went, I've already have an idea. I've already had an idea. Here's what I think we should do. And I said, cool, because I'm not going to write it.
It's like the idea was floating around, and I thought and it's felt that way getting into the writing of it.
Talk to us about that. What was it like sitting down and writing this script?
So for me, I am a pretty patient person with an idea. As you know, since you've worked with me for, I don't know how many years on Northbound.
I don't know, 10.
But I'm very patient and I'm very methodical. And this came up as something that was like starting to come together pretty quickly. Started writing it though last summer, and everything just fell right in place. I knew exactly where I was going with it. I knew what type of show it was going to be. We can talk about what we're channeling a little bit.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of fun things that we're trying to,
This might be a long video, so strap in. But there's a lot of really good information in here.
And I just thought that every time we talked about the idea, I think I'd had it on the back burner for a while. Every time we talked about the idea, people were like, oh, that sounds fun. So it seemed like it was like something that would take off, and I think it has. I think like the writing of it was a lot quicker than I imagined. I'm a slow writer. So that's the other thing. I was like, I'll do it eventually. And I've also had this long thing, this big project for years, and I just wanted to cleanse the palate, prove I could do something new really quickly too. And you giving this opportunity to everybody that works with us, but to give it to me like this, I'm really grateful for it, and I'm really excited to work in a whole other medium. Although when you watch it, you'll see if you know me, you'll know there's me in there. There's going to be monitors all over it, and it's set on a TV set. So it definitely is something that's not too far from what I'm used to doing.
Well, I appreciate that. I mean, you've written this awesome script. But you've written this awesome script. You've put forth this really cool story. You've cast it. You've done pretty much all the work. You're letting me act in it and build the set. So yeah, let's keep pretending I'm doing you this favor.
Well, it's organic. It's been something we've just started to work towards, and I think that we want to, no artist left behind, right? We want to bring more people into the fold, and where it seems appropriate, give them the arena to do something like this. But we've been juggling things so often for me to finally do it. Didn't feel like that far of a leap to kind of take it up. We should talk about the premise. If you aren't figuring it out,
what's this show
it's
about?
called A Very Special Episode, which we mentioned at the top, but it is set in the present. It's not set in any other time period, but it's a nostalgic TV show on one of the most popular streamers in the world called Nostalgia TV.
Which we made up, right?
Which we made up.
But they've got a logo, they've got everything.
The whole world, and they got other TV shows too, which will show up as you start to get into this thing with us. And we are at the point in, I think, season 4, we've decided it is a heavily watched show. It's one of the most successful shows in the streaming era that we've in our world, right? And we're getting to the point where they've never done a very special episode. And if anyone who's ever watched TV doesn't know exactly what that is, it's something that shows up in every popular show you can name. Different Strokes, Family Ties, Roseanne. I don't know if Seinfeld ever did one, but Friends did plenty of them, right?
Friends did lots of them. Home Improvement did a couple.
It's where the tone shifts. It's where it's the comedic sitcom kind of reality takes on a heavier subject. It's usually involving the kids, right? Yeah. And they try to, work through something that's kind of topical, right? So they're finally doing this with our fictional show, which is called Like It or Not, We're Family. All right? And
this is the most 90s
show
ever.
It's called Nostalgia TV, the streamer, right? So the show that they're doing is something that's vaguely looks like a 90s sitcom. So when you go to this show, you'll see a set that looks dressed something like that era. And we thought, okay, they're going to finally do their very special episode. So when they do that, they're going to do it live to the world. It's one of those, it's not only a very special episode, but it's one of those rare things where they do a live.
It's filmed in front of a live studio.
That's been done on TV, across TV history, but it's always kind of like a, high wire act. Mm-hmm. And from there, since it's live and anything could happen, I thought, well, that's your premise for a murder mystery, because anything could happen. And what do they do to keep this show going if things start to go a little haywire? And so here we are, and that's what you'll go see. When you go to Venue 906, we'll have, like I said, a set that's right there. It will, for all intents and purposes, feel like you are a live studio audience for a show that's getting recorded. We have 2 cameras. We're going to be recording the show. Yeah.
So let's talk about the set for a second.
Let's talk about it.
I'm in the process right now of working on the set, not the set design, but the construction design of how this monster is actually going to be built. Yeah. And if you've seen Mr. Black shows before, you know that we really like small casts, small sets, single locations, technically not incredibly heavy, but usually very dialogue based, and generally more dramatic. This show is not that in a lot of ways. And I say that with the best intentions, because because when you walk into this thing looking at this set, the living room, there's 2 sets. If I can't talk about these, stop me. But the 2 sets that are really big and prominent in this are the living room set and the bedroom set. The living room set is 16 by 12 and the bedroom set is 12 by 12, and we're thinking, is that even big enough? So we have to build these living room walls. There's a staircase that's got to get built with a railing. And on top of that, we have to light this entire thing. So the lighting rig, you can't see it, but the way that we're lighting us right now is going to be studio lighting inside that. When we're physically going to have cameras, our friends, Sarah Michaels and Isaac Aderman are going to be running cameras, and you're physically going to be able to see live feeds going to monitors. I'll let you talk about Video Village and all that stuff because that's your thing, but we'll be physically going to monitors that you guys will be able to see. So when you come in as an audience member for this, right, you're going to be watching Mr. Black actors in our Murder Mystery Dinner Theater show, a very special episode, but you're also playing the part of the studio audience that is coming to watch this live taping, this very special episode of Nostalgia TV's flagship show, Like It or Not, We're Family. And there's a bunch of other pieces to that too, like Video Village, the props table, behind the scenes stuff, front house stuff.
Everybody involved is asked to have dual roles, even the audience. So you're not only the audience going to a Mr. Black show, you're going to be the audience for Like It or Not, It's Family. You get to act a little bit with us. And again, our actors are playing, they're playing their real life actor version, like the actor playing the character, and they have to switch. And that blurring is part of one of the major themes of a very special episode, that blurring between reality and fiction and the set and the real world. So we're just mixing you up with everything we do together, and it's like the audience is really, we talk immersive theater, this is really where I wanted to push that even harder.
And it's like any of our other shows, but almost turned up a little bit, where you can be as involved as you want to be.
Yeah.
But as the studio audience, you're going to be asked to be part of this in a way, right? There's going to be laugh tracks. There's going to be ahs and boos.
You're going to be invited constantly to be a part of the show, because that's what they did on TV, right? You had to laugh at it, or boos, like, or cheer for favorite characters that come.
For the good moments. Right?
So I think that we're doing everything we can to give you the experience of what it would be like to go to one of these big studios in Burbank, California, and watch something get shot, like The Cosby Show back in the day, or Family Ties, or I think we focused on the 90s as kind of the sweet spot. I think that's what we remember the most. And when we're kind of channeling the nostalgia that we have. You're a little younger than me, but I think that you kind of get the references as we were.
Yeah, absolutely.
And across eras, when we've started to talk, we'll get to the cast, we've started to talk about their point of reference for this. And it's like everyone's got something with TV where they remember and can kind of key into what we're trying to do with the Like It or Not, we're family.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the cast for a second.
Yeah.
So this one's got a pretty large cast in this show.
Yeah.
Which is not typical for a Mr. Black show, but I'm really excited about it.
Some new people too. Yeah.
So we've got a couple of our regulars, right? I'm in this show. I'm playing Brett Booth.
Right.
I suck. My character is such a jerk.
You're a real jerk. You're a real handful.
Yeah, you guys are gonna love to hate me, and I'm having so much fun with it. But on top of that too, Linda Carpenter is back again.
It's a role I wrote for her, by the way.
KTL. Katie Lafreniere, Rob Lundholm, also in there too, and I'm not trying to forget anybody, but there's just so many people in this cast.
Jen Queen is
coming back again in this one.
Right.
Audrey Smith.
Is gonna, like,
Vera Ma, the dragon lady, like you've never seen Audrey Smith before. Audrey, when you're watching this, we love you and we love this character.
We'll have to put that down. Hashtag Dark Audrey. Been the whole
hashtag Dark Audrey.
Yeah, and Sarah Hayden is
new actors.
Is new and new to us, and
playing a major role too.
Exciting. Right, she is playing the lead kid, really, and we're dealing with some crazy things that she's going to have to go through across the course of this thing, where she's got her real life mom, played by Linda, playing her aunt in the show,
Aunt Bree,
and then she's got parents that she's got multiple
so
parents
KTL,
going on.
who's June, I believe, right?
Her name is Sue Ellen.
Sue Ellen Pinsky, but this is where I'm confused already, because the characters.
So we had to keep it straight ourselves.
So KTL's character is June.
No, her name is Donna.
Donna. And then in the show, she's playing.
I know you're thinking of June Cleaver.
And in the show, she's playing Sue Ellen Pinsky.
Right.
So she's playing TV mom to Sarah's character.
Samantha is the actress, and then Addison is the
Pinsky,
character she plays.
It'll all make sense when you see the playbill at the show, I promise.
Right. But that's a real challenge for the actors, is that they've got to figure out who they are in any given scene, whether or not they emphasize the actor playing the role on the TV show, or if the character's got to take over. Yeah. And again, theme.
Yeah, you have a local actor.
This stuff.
You have a local actor playing, who's a Mr. Black actor.
Yeah, I know. There's that.
We're going to take ownership of them because we love them.
Yeah.
A Mr. Black actor playing a character in a Mr. Black murder mystery show, but that character is playing another character in Like It or Not, We're Family, on this television show that's being shot.
Your eyes will not cross when you watch. It'll all come out in the wash.
It's very cool. I only have to play one character, so I'm good with that.
So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and they get to play out a sitcom for a while. Of course, as I mentioned, hijinks ensue, and
spoiler alert, people die.
Things go a little haywire, but we do keep up the idea of it being a TV show the whole time, and we play with the format of the laugh track, and we play with the format of the very special episode, and how it has to be a little like it's always the dark episode of any given TV show. So that's the Mr. Black kind of strand that I pulled, was that it has to be a very special episode. It's got to have like a dark, topic or whatever.
Yeah. So if you're here for the same reason I'm always here, you want a little bit of that darkness to seep into there. Believe me when I say it's there.
It's a dark comedy.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. So, and one more question I had for you about casting was, we get, I'm not afraid to say this, that we get some flack back and forth in the community sometimes about the fact that we don't open cast for anything, really. We kind of choose our cast. We choose the people that we want. We ask the question like, hey, would you like to be in the show? And then generally I do this a lot. And I see that I feel like you've done this as well for a very special episode to a degree, where you cast first, you know who you want to be in the show because you have an idea of these characters. And then you write for that actor.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about that process at all, for like how you're choosing these actors, why you chose them, and the characters you wrote for them, and kind of how? You don't have to go through every person, but.
So I'll give Linda as an example. We had never really done something together where I was directing, because she came in before or after we were done with Northbound. Yep. And it was just like, that'd be a fun person to work with, and where do we find it? And I've been enjoying her and everything she does. And I thought, I'm gonna try to write something for that person, because Linda's got just a powerhouse, right? And it kind of informed everything else around it, because it was one of the main characters, of course, but it was also like her energy helps me understand the tone of the show, right? From there, then I have a couple ideas for who should be what. It's like TV dad. I was thinking of Rob, of course.
Yeah. And I love that. I love in the script too. You even worked in some of those moments. It was like Rob says Boyo.
Yeah, and
this,
working in kind of something.
Always a fan of.
Right. So there's that. But then when we think about your worry, maybe a little bit how it's kind of like we're not open casting on some of these things. I think one thing I would remind everyone that is in the creative community here is that we're always at the shows for Dickinson County Community Theater. I'm going to the concerts. We are involved with a lot of the youth too, as far as some of the people that are, kids that want to act. Because at one point we were thinking Addison, the character, I was thinking, is she 15, 16 years old? And we were leaning on some of the people we know to cast a little younger.
And they were other actors we've seen in other shows.
But that just to me speaks to the variety in our creative community, the people that know, if I don't know this person, you know this person. But we're watching every production we can from the local community, and watching, and I'm always in the back of my pocket going, that person's interesting, let's think about them for the future. I've done that since the beginning, since I moved back. And those persons have shown, like, it's always been this moment where I've been like, I bet you this person, that pops into my mind, that would be good for that. And then maybe they don't know it, but I've been, watching or whatever. And
this question just popped into
my head. So it's kind of like we do reach out. The door is not closed.
Yeah, it's not. And it's not like we're this like exclusive group that you can't get into.
The show kind of dictates.
Absolutely. Yeah. Let me ask you this question. This just popped up off the top of my head. If you could pick any actor locally right now that has not been in a Mr. Black show, and you'd be like, I want them in a future show, who would that be?
Well, I'm coming right off of seeing Sherlock 1899, which was the last show, Dickinson County Community Theater show.
That's a heavy show. Man, that one's a lot of work.
And, well, it's pretty easy. I've already talked to Chad Harrison, who was in that show, about something. It's like, but it's not like I have an idea of exactly what it is. It's just like that guy's gonna, and there were some younger people there. But the thing with the younger kids that are, and we've seen this happen, is it's a generational thing, is that they're usually, if they're in high school, they maybe got 2 years. We don't know if a show will line up with that time frame. And then if
high school kids are busy.
It seems like every time I think of somebody's like, do you want to be in the show? It's like, I'm going to college. A lot of time they're going for creative fields, which is cool.
Which is wonderful.
So to me, it's like, well, keep us in mind, because we're back home. We want you to know we're back, with the younger kids. It's like, there's a resource when you get back if you want to do a cool show. But I was thinking of Chad just recently, and there's just so many interesting people I saw on that Sherlock show. All age ranges.
That's funny, because Chad Harrison would have been the one off the top of my head too.
Yeah,
so if you're watching this, Chad,
he's kind of like, what do we say? He's kind of in the parking lot. I mean, whether he likes it or not, he's kind of like, do you want to do this? He'd be one of the people I'd go like, what do you think about that? We had that happen with, due to life circumstances with this show, there were some people that just couldn't do it. This show is in August, so it's a season, if you have kids, where there's so much going on in the summer if you're involved with your kids, right? But there's also college coming up. And
conflict with parents. That wanted to be in this. Wanted to be in this show. We talked to a couple people that just simply couldn't do it because the younger ones were going to college, or had obligations they had to fulfill, or some of our, and we're not going to say the names, but some of these people, or even our regulars, were like, hey, listen, I just can't.
Yep.
You know, I have a responsibility to my children, and we're like, yeah, of course you do. That's great.
And within a few days, it goes right back to what I was saying. I was like, what about this person? Interesting. What about this person? Oh, that makes it even cooler. And there they are. They're in our community, and so we reach out and we see if it can work. So to me, this process is ever expanding in terms of how Mr. Black brings in people and grows, and you know.
Joey Lundholm.
Joey Lundholm was coming in, and that's,
and then
of
obviously
course,
Sarah and Isaac. We can't forget Sarah and Isaac.
Joey's a nepo baby. He's got
Joey Lundholm is not. Joey Lundholm's character. It's a nepo baby.
Yeah, but he's
Joey Lundholm's a great kid.
I'm kidding, Joey. He's fine.
So next question I have for you, Seth, and this will probably be the last one because I know this is already probably going a little long as it is. But question I have for you is this: is when you first, I'm going to start by saying this. When you first handed me this script, the first draft of this script, and you said, honestly, tell me, what do you think? And I think the first thing I said to you was, I was 100% right. And you were like, oh, what was that? And I was like, there's no way I could have written this script.
I didn't know how to take that.
There's no way I could have written this script.
I was nervous.
Because I don't have the experience that was required to write the story in the way that you have written it.
Yeah.
There is so many things that after like really digging into this, like going page by page with you in the first draft of the script of like, what does this mean? As I'm reading it, I'm like, I know this is really good. I know I just don't understand it. And I've got to ask him why I don't get it. And I was realizing that you had so many of your life experiences that were bleeding into that script because you always start with write what you know. Mm-hmm. And as I'm reading, I'm like, oh, now that I understand that about you, you know, this to me feels a little bit like a mix between like an homage and a love letter, and also kind of a middle finger to some of the things that you loved and didn't love about you know, working in TV and being a film person and doing a lot of that. So that's my question to you is, how did you pull upon your experience to write this show and also in directing it? And also, where does that come from?
I admit to mixed feelings about what I do. Mm-hmm. And I like that ambivalence that foggy feeling about loving being able to do this for a living. I do this for a living. I make media. So that's exciting to me. I'm just very happy about that part of like that part of my life has been something I can do. But where I was in terms of a business atmosphere was always hard for me out on the West Coast. Not that I didn't meet good people out there. I'm kind of worried people will watch it and be like, you must have met just a bunch of jerks, you know. But I was like, when I moved back here, I moved back for partly because I felt drawn to it creatively, partly because I felt like I needed to be in this type of environment again. But it was people like you. It was a big feeling of a creative community that I wasn't quite getting in the West Coast. Mm-hmm. Not that everybody's dog eat dog and trying to do their own thing, but it was hard to think about what we got here.
Up here you get a lot of it. We're doing it because we love to do it.
Yeah.
You know, it's for the love of the game.
And so much of us is about the can-do attitude we have. You know, that sense like, oh man, we can do this. There was just not this sense of like, that's not how it's done. And I was kind of rubbing up against that as far as like, this is not how it's done or whatever. I was like, I'll show you guys. We're gonna go shoot something in the woods, right? Here we are.
Yep.
I just wanted to go make movies, right? So that feeling of a system that was very hard to get into, and a system that even if I was on the other side of it and I had gotten into it and gotten certain career track in there, I didn't know if I would like it. I didn't know if I would have really felt at home there. Yeah. And so those are the things that are showing up in a very special episode that I couldn't have really predicted. And I am, just in terms of how people are treated within that system, I'm just pointing out some things that I've noticed, you know, and I think it's something when we watch something, it's there. It's like, are these people well? Is this a system that promotes mental health?
Well, and I think you're seeing a lot of the tropes come into play too, right?
Yeah.
You know, like my character, Brett Booth, he sucks, right?
Yeah, but he's got some sympathetic qualities. It's just not.
But he's that classic a-hole like director, action director. You have Audrey's character Vera, who's that like very specific, very calculated, very work-oriented producer.
And in a way, though, I have sympathy for her because as a woman in that industry, to get to that place where she's at, I was like, you got to have a certain attitude,
be a hard
right?
person, yeah.
And that comes out in different ways.
Mm-hmm. Jen's character in Brooklyn, right?
Jen as the someone who's being mentored by Audrey's character, figuring out kind of like I was, that kind of track that you could go down. And how long would that take? And would I like it on the other end when I finally got there? That questioning that was happening.
Linda's character, the actress that just never quite made it, that's trying to now live
but is on the verge in this show.
And is trying to live through her daughter, who is a true young new talent.
Yeah.
The character that Sarah's playing in Samantha. Yeah. So there's a lot of those tropes playing in there that are just a lot of fun.
It's a very exciting sense of, like you said, I've observed those things, the weird competition that would happen, especially with people that were growing up as in the industry or coming in. I was like, that feeling of just being on the verge of breaking, even, and you're getting older, dealing with that every year. Those are interesting things in the mix for this show.
Yeah.
And I think it's universal too. It's just this feeling that we all have when we're trying to make something of our lives, but it's just so crushing with TV. It's like we're being watched on everything.
With that being said, I've got 2 more questions for you, very quick.
Yeah.
The first one is going to be based off of that. Every Mr. Black show asks a difficult question, right? Mm-hmm. So let's say with the guilty ones, it's how far are you willing to go to hide the parts of yourself you don't want others to see, right? So Skeldmare, what is one woman willing to do for the one she loves? What is the big question that a very special episode is asking the audience?
Right. I think I answered pretty quickly when you asked me this the first time, but how far would you go to be famous is probably the question in the Mr. Black framework that I think is the most resonant for this show. But what does it mean to be an artist is also something within this machine, because we call the set the machine, right? And it's the content machine. This churning of content.
We will be back.
And how art gets commodified. Art turns into like making a sausage, right? And making a product. And where does an artist fit into that?
Well, and then you got a guy like we didn't talk about him, but you got a guy like Mike Adam, who's playing a character that you're really only going to see on TV. But his character is the CEO of Nostalgia TV, and his sole focus is how do I get this machine to make as much money as possible?
Right. How do I make my shareholders happy? Year in, year out. What is the algorithm of that? What is the the machine that keeps turning and absorbing talent too? So how it eats up people,
and
right?
And
turns them into a product is definitely something that I observe about what we're excited about doing when we make stuff, and when we get to the point where we have to, on some terms, sell it and make it something we can do at least on a viably, so that we can keep doing it without killing ourselves. That's that thing that I struggle with, and I think it's just. We make fun of it and have fun with it, and
but you have
a very special episode.
You have to a degree, right? And that's kind of the Mr. Black framework: is let's take this thing, let's ask this question, but let's also drench all this darkness in some humor and a little bit of fun. But then also, let's play around in it for a little while, right? Let's dance around on the fourth wall.
All of these ideas are in the stew, but it's really got to be ultimately fun to watch.
Very fun to watch.
And when you go there, I think it's successful if people go there and they see something that reminds them of a TV show. It's like, I want you to kind of almost feel like you've forgotten everything about when you're coming in and you're watching the show get made.
And there are so many parts of this production that are gonna feel that way, right? Like
we're gonna make it
recording.
easy,
we like our friend Mark Barger. Mark, if you're watching this, we love you. Is a phenomenal musician out of Springfield, Missouri. He is writing and performing the music for Like It or Not, We're Family. We're gonna have a theme song. We're gonna be taking the cast out and we're gonna be recording an actual video, like a promo, like an introduction theme, like you would for Full House or for anyone else.
Opening titles.
We're gonna have opening titles for Like It or Not, We're Family. You're only gonna be able, and those will not, I'll say it out here, will not be going to the social medias. You can only see that if you come to the show. And it is gonna be,
it's gonna be funny.
So much fun. So, okay, last question.
Yes.
This is a PG-13 show.
Yeah.
Right. So we're actually just talking about how many swear words can we maybe get away with without it being too much. So being a dad, Aiden Littlefire is much younger. Probably too young for this show. But if you had a teenager, right, a 13, 14, 15-year-old, whatever, as the writer, director, and creator of this show, what would you say to a parent that's like, should I bring my child to this? Would they get it? Would it be okay for them? What does that mean?
You know your kid. I say this every time. I think it's PG-13, whatever that means to you. I don't think there's anything in there that is too rough. But I also think that it has some edges to it. And
there's some violence.
There's violence. So Mr. Black show, there's
a little bit of swearing.
There's some swearing. I think that there's, I was worried about the topic being really heavy. It's like, how dark do I actually want to go on this stupid sitcom?
Yeah, not on this fake
Remember,
television
I was just like, I was kind of like wringing my wrist. I was like,
but that's a great thing because we do think about that.
Yeah.
How is this going to be perceived by the audience? And I know I'm always asking myself that question when I'm writing of, is this too far?
Yeah.
How far is too far? Because you want to be conscious about what you're putting into the world.
When you go to a Mr. Black show, we want to be out on that edge a little bit further with each show. And I think that there is an audience for that here. And it's something that fits in well with everything else that's on offer for the local theater. So it's a little edgier. I would say a teenager would love the show. But you know your kid. There's nothing in there that I think that they'll come out feeling like you'll feel like. I think there's a real message there that's actually a positive thing. So it's kind of like, I think all of our shows have that. It's just we package it in
we've said that
sometimes pitch black material.
Yeah, we said that since the beginning, right? Our outside of our mission of No Artist Left Behind is our vision is we use the darkness to promote the light, right?
Yeah, we
take these difficult circumstances so we can watch our characters rise above them.
Right. So you go to a show for a little bit of edge with us, and we're definitely doing that a little bit more each show. And if I had a teenager, I'd want him to see it. I'm telling you that.
There you go. You heard it first from the writer and director of this show. That if you're on the fence as to whether or not I should check this out, you should check it out. And I will say this to you too, being part of every Mr. Black show since the beginning of this whole thing. This is true. If you've never seen a Mr. Black show before, this is a wonderful show to start with. You're going to get a very good idea and representation of all of the aspects of the things that we love here at Mr. Black.
I think it's a good first entry. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Definitely something worth checking out. So Seth, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate you very much. I'm excited to continue to be part of this.
I'm so grateful for the opportunity to do this. It's been so fun so far. And our team is having the best time. We're laughing, we're excited. So that'll show up when you get there.
Absolutely. So if you're wondering what the heck we're still talking about, and if you're still here, bless you, digital high fives, congratulations. Thank you for being here. We love you. If you're wondering what this show is about, this is a very special episode. It's our next Mr. Black Presents Murder Mystery Dinner Theater show. It will be happening at Venue 906 on Friday, August 28th and Saturday, August 29th. All of the information and tickets, showtimes, all of that stuff you can find on our website right down here at MrBlackPresents.com/events. I will also post a ticket link in the description below the video so you can check it out. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe because there will be more of our long form content coming up on YouTube. We have a lot of awesome projects we're talking about. Our Halloween party's coming up in October. We have a show happening here at the Bromart Theater in November.
We got a big November, yeah.
Big November. Seth and I are going to be working on another project we can't talk about yet, but we're really excited to tell you about. So there's going to be a lot of stuff happening on our YouTube channel, so make sure to go over and check that out on our YouTube. Also our Instagram at Mr. Black Events. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Just a couple ideas of what's coming down the pike here. Then when you're watching this video, the next video coming out will be a week from today. It'll be Friday. I believe it's like this will be coming out on the 19th. So it'll be that next Friday, whatever that day is. And we'll be featuring me actually this time, where I'll be talking about the venue. I'll be talking about the set and how we're working on building everything. Yeah. And kind of
a little bit about your character.
Yeah.
Can we talk a little bit about
we can talk about the character a little bit. Okay. And a little more of the technical aspects of the show and what it takes to really make the sausage, as you said. So
that's right.
Make sure you stick around to all of our social medias for that. And again, thank you guys for watching. And until next time, stay weird, family.
Yeah, stay tuned.